Oh, hello. I'm following my urge to talk. So I just come in here. I've been collecting snippets of what I'm going to be talking about, and I just sit down now and I was just listening to a reel of a podcast of some guys who talk about guy stuff and men stuff, I think fashion, and they just seem so dedicated and spontaneous and enthusiastic, and it just gave me the spark to just go and say hi. And things that I've been thinking about is how when there is the end, when are you arriving at the place where you are happy and content? Because I've been coming in and out of this space for some time now, for a couple of months, for a couple of years, and I feel like I'm content and everything is working out, although I don't have like a big huge plan, or obviously there are goals and things that I would like to happen, but I think about myself that I am quite flexible and quite agile. So maybe that's because I don't like to get disappointed. So a negative part of this is maybe I should think bigger and make really big plans. And then the other thing is when I am not achieving, when I am not in this place where I would like to be, then I am not as disappointed and not as sad. But just going in and out of it, half a day something happens, just throws me off, and then the next something, and it could be anything, could be like a conversation with someone, it could be I am buying this painting. I thought I am going to invest in painting, and I just needed the painting on my wall. And a very lovely lady who was sending me, one of my friends who was selling me the painting, discounted the painting for me, which was really nice gesture from her. I wasn't thinking about this, and I already made the dent in my finance for the exact amount that this painting was this picture painting was displayed for on her website, and then she offered me a discount. So I was really happy with that, and it kind of brought up my level of happiness and the gratitude for the abundance that's coming. And I've been telling you, and I've been also reading this book that I have tagged in one of my previous podcasts about growing your millionaire mindset. And for me now, I am on the level of big gratitude, and seeing those points of gratitude and seeing those points when money come to your life, and getting a discount on something that you were fixated that this is the price, is definitely this point of gratitude. Another little point of gratitude that just changes within a couple of seconds is that I was asking for a price for some fixture of a tap in my kitchen, and the guy that I was speaking to said 125, which I've taken as 1,250 pounds, which is a lot, but I guess with everything costing whatever, it just maybe the fixture, labor cost, and the tap and the timing of the man that would come here, I was thinking maybe. But then when I repeated it back to him, he was saying no, it's 125 pounds, which is so much cheaper. And now in my head, I was totally in different space. And then it just became so cheap, and I was just really happy. And I was like, that's the price that I can definitely afford. So just going in and out of those spaces. And for me, at the moment in my life where I am now, is definitely the financial part. That's why I am working on it. I am really looking into this, and I am definitely changing the mindset is the first thing, because it's also about how much value I put in myself at work. I work in a corporate job, and the value put on me is hourly value. And ideally I would like to move out from there. Ideally I would like to have a finance system on the side that I wouldn't have to put my hours in, that would work for me. So investment that would bring money, and then I could do whatever I am doing now. So bringing value to people like that, like I am talking to you now about things, and hopefully solving some of your issue, just very simply put, because I know it's about solving problems, it's about solving challenges, but that's very kind of approach like putting up a tap, like the guy who doing labor. It's much more intricate. It's showing the ways, or easing up, or helping to understand, or broadening horizons. So these are all the things that I am doing. So I am like a lamp, if you wish. I am like a light. That's what I would like to be. Someone like explaining things. I was today in the Reformer Pilates class, and I was next to this lady who, it was her first class, and it was my second class. So thank you very much. But I think because I'm doing yoga, the Reformer Pilates were easier. So this lady next to me, she kind of didn't understand the moves and specific ways to move in and out on the Pilates machine, whatever it's called, on the Reformer, I think it's called. And I was explaining to her, and I was, although there was a teacher there, because I was next to this lady, I was explaining to her kind of the micro movements of this specific exercise. And also, very nice thing that happened to me, and it does not happen very often, and definitely should happen more often, is that the lady at the class was saying, and look at this lady, and she pointed at me, do it exactly how she is doing this. And I think first time from a long time, I felt worthy, and I felt like, yes, I belong there. Yes, I know what I am doing. I know my movements, and yes, follow me. And yes, I am patient enough, and I can show you as well, and I can do it so that you can then do it this as the same way as me. And this is exactly what I'm trying to do in this podcast. This is by showing my examples, by talking about my life, by telling you what I have been through and how I worked it out, just giving you all those tools and shining the light on things that you may be doing. So just going back to what I was talking about, the in and outs of kind of being comfortable and being very uncomfortable. This is what I've been going through this week with finance, and this was in the as a information coming to me, different types of information where I have to pay money, and it seems like the money was kind of coming out but also coming in. And the more difficult thing, it was understanding and seeing the ways that money is coming in, because it wasn't obvious. So, and remembering that, and also not being in the place of fear, not kind of clenching your fist around the money. And this is what I am working through all the time. And sometimes it's easier and sometimes it's more difficult. And there's many layers about this, about how I feel being in a certain situation, and how I feel, for example, I don't know, not buying this another piece of clothing, or not going away or out in this time of week, and thinking and coming back to myself and thinking why I want this piece of clothing, why do I want to go away or go out or spend money, is where is this need coming from, and if it does not happen, how is that going to make me feel? So, and I understand myself well enough to know that this is obviously always kind of a security blanket, security position of making me feel safe or making me feel better about myself by purchasing something, by having something new, or dressing in some different type of clothing and adding to my wardrobe, or going out or going away, just kind of running away, or putting myself in some other environment, which none of those things is bad, or I'm not labeling this. It's just, where does it come from, and what need is it supposed to cover that I cannot cover in some other way, that I think that I am not feeling 100%, and then I do this thing, I purchase this thing, and I'm gonna feel the 100% because of that. And for how long? So there is a great balance, I think, in the making your environment feel safe, feel beautiful. I think I've talked about this as well, of how you beautify your environment, and it means different things for everyone. It doesn't mean that you have to put beautiful objects. For some it could be something else. I have friends for whom because to be honest, my friends are mostly females, so for them, and I like to be around people who are quite artistic, who are quite creative. So for a lot of those, for those friends of mine, the environment that they are, so their houses, their homes, they have beautiful objects, and they are just aesthetically pleasing, and each and every one of them, it means something different. We don't have the same, all of us, we don't have the same kind of aesthetics, sense of aesthetics, but it means objects, it means beautiful painting, it means beautiful furniture, it means living in a certain area. So it is important. But like I said, it means something else it could be meaning something else for all of you. So this is one part, but then there is a part of when there is enough. The book that I'm reading about finance, it did say that the more you earn, the more you spend. So the more money you get, your kind of level of living heightens, and then you spend for this level of this being comfortable, you spend more. And if you are on a certain lower level, you just spend and adjust to spend less. And every time you get a bonus or whatever, your standard of life heightens, and your expenditure heightens. So there is definitely something in that. And in all of this, like in life, it's about being aware. It's about noticing this, and it's about also noticing where your needs come from, and just standing with this need for a moment and kind of mulling it over a little bit. For me, it works. For you, it might be something else, but I think the awareness of that, this is very important. Is there someone from outside you that kind of make you do that, or the situation that makes you do that? It's all work in progress for me, and I am, even when I am talking to you now, I am kind of going through what I am, and what I am now going through. And I don't have I don't have all the answers. I know that it's a process, and some of the beliefs and mindsets are just so deeply rooted in me. The belief of unworthiness, the belief that you can only get money through very hard work, and things like this. So so definitely that was one of the points that I wanted to talk about. And the other one that I was also thinking to talk about is jealousy. And I think I also talked about jealousy before, but jealousy, not as like jealousy, envy that hits this person that you are jealous about. It's a jealousy that actually hits yourself, and how you perceive other people, and through them how you refer to yourself, and also about your self-worth. So how do you see other people and what they have, who they are, and then refer it to yourself, so through comparison, and then you become jealous. So I have kind of put all the parts and looked at the parts when I was in this feeling of being jealous. So, and that I had to really look deep into myself, because I am not proud of this, and it's really hard to accept. So if some of my friends or someone that I know is successful, or I'm really jealous when someone speaks well, because speaking is so important to me. I love when people speak well. I love when it's really nice to listen to some people, the voice intonation, the structure, the accent, the tone, all of those things. Obviously, it's very easy to compare this to myself. Not to mention, I'm not gonna even mention that. So this is the parts. And then when I'm comparing this to myself, I obviously put myself down. I think that because I don't have it, I am less of. But really, when I was thinking about this really deeply, I came to the conclusion that at the bottom of this, as for many other things, is fear that those people who are close to me and who are getting some success, or who are financially abundant, they will see me as less them, and then they will leave me, they will exclude me, they will not want to be associated with me, and all of those sorts of of thinking. So this is what, when I was digging deeper and asking myself question, for every statement there might be a question, and you know yourself the best, really, better than anyone else, is about self-awareness, and is about the not being afraid to go into those deeper layers. I mean, obviously, to the extent, and then I was talking about the mental health and seeking therapy, and how good it might be for you. So, but to start with, you know yourself the best. And obviously therapists, or even people like me, can help you discover bits and pieces about yourself. But at the end of the day, you live with yourself 24/7, and you know how you behave in every situation, even though you might be surprised that you behave this way. But if you really sit yourself, and preferably in silence, preferably in a meditation mode. I am a really big believer in meditation, and I really would recommend this. And it's not even the fact that you sit down and then you ask yourself all the questions. No, the first step is actually sit down, not ask yourself any questions, and just sit down, and there's gonna be a murmur of your thoughts going over and over and over and over again, and then let them go. That's fine. They can just do whatever. And this is always the first step, your thoughts, and they murmur, and you looking at your thoughts. And then when you go with the thought, going back. And I think that's how this works. Don't ask me. I don't even know how I don't think anyone knows exactly how this works, because this is actually spiritual practice. So it works a little bit for everyone. The main thing is, you first of all, it's hard for a lot of people to just sit down and don't do anything for 10-15 minutes. It's hard because many people think they waste time, nothing happens, then they get themselves run with their thoughts, and that's it, 15 minutes just thinking about what am I gonna have for dinner yesterday, or this or that person did me wrong. And that's fine. These are your thoughts, and they gonna come anyway, and you just look at them. You don't run with them, you don't go into a circles and circles of what's gonna happen, and then the next thought, and then the next thought. And if you do, you go back to the center again. So this is where you start this awareness, and this is where it's really good this is a very good starting point for then going into these other questions and going back to what I was able to do. So noticing that me being jealous is the fear of me being rejected and me being left out because someone else is really successful and I am not as successful, and therefore they wouldn't want to be in my presence. Or even if I say that, I just look at my little self inside me and this little girl and just being like, I don't want to be alone. I don't want everyone to leave me. That's how it goes. It does come from your inside, and it's very unfortunate or fortunate if you are able to observe it, that then it comes out at jealousy. And like I said, it's not directed at these people, whatever your mind will tell you, because your mind is spiritual and crazy, and it's imaginative, and it can take you whatever scenarios it wants to, but that's fine. It doesn't mean that it's you. And this is something that I have to remind myself, and I also remind you as well. I think that's it for today. I let go of my edge to talk, and I hope you did find it helpful. And as again, I don't know if I've ever said, please leave me a review or reach out if you need any further guidance, and I speak to you soon. Bye bye.